yes, for tonight, we will be discussing startup business planning, how to kickstart your business the right way. If you are already tired of your 8-hour job, or maybe some of you 12 hours, 16 hours in your corporate job, this is the meeting for you. And yes, maybe some of you are already tired of fixing time, balancing time with your family and with your career, and you know that you can give a lot to other people in exchange of money, then this is also for you. And yes, if you are already nearing retirement, meaning you are already at your 30s, 40s, yan. Hopefully, you are still in 30s and 40s. But yes, I could still accept those who are in 50s because you still have 10 years to build this business of yours. Yeah, you are very welcome here to learn more how to start your own retirement. And yes, to have the financial freedom, to have the time freedom that you deserve into your life. So yes, moving on. What is this all about? So in this startup business planning, you will learn, of course, first things to consider in starting a business. What are the important things that you needed that you might have before kicking off this dream of yours? And number two, of course, budgeting for your dream business, meaning the numbers that you want to achieve in your business. How many sales target do you want? How many net income, of course? How many assets do you need to build this business so that it will be up and running? And yes, how much working capital do you need to invest for this business? And the third one, government compliance, our favorite, BIR, SEC, DTI if you want to go sole proprietor, and yes, local government compliance and other licenses that you might need along the way, especially the other, for example, food industry, yan, we have some special licensing that needed. So, is it okay to tell more about myself? Yes. Type, yes, I want to get to know you more. Yeah. Thank you so much. A thumbs up, Archie. Yes, who is Rudy Nuza? I am married, a mom of two beautiful children. I have one son and one daughter. So, kota na. Thank you so much, Lord. And over 20 years of practice na rin. And I've been with the Big Four auditing firm, 5 years in PricewaterhouseCoopers as an auditor, an IT auditor, as an expert as to valuation and mergers and acquisition. And yes, I also do financial due diligence. And I was able to craft this practice going to the private corporate like Globe Telecom, and was able to hone myself when it comes to consumer business advisory, of course, making some marketing promos, where sell site to be put in, and yeah, the profitability of each sell site that we want to build because there's capital on it. And yes, I'm also already 10 years as a business owner doing this practice with my own clients, not as an employee anymore. Pinapalakpakan ko yan. And of course, supporting business owners to fulfill their business here in the Philippines. And I'm very happy to support all of my clients here in the Philippines and even abroad. Yes, I'm very happy that God put me into this world. Maybe explaining more about accounting, BIR, and tax might be hard for others, but it's really easy for me. So this is my purpose. Can I also share more deeper about myself? Yes, thank you so much. So I'm the eldest child in our family, and the top one problem of my family when I was growing up is all about money, finances, where they will get the money that they needed for the family, for us, for me and for my two siblings here in the photo. And it was a very sad moment that my parents decided to get an annulment. And of course, I felt as the eldest of the family that I need to support my siblings emotionally, and yes, to explain what's happening, etc. But then we grew up together. I was with my grandparents and they were with my uncle. And it's a very sad, tragic memory that my first sibling, Wilson, the one in the middle in the photo, got an accident. And it's really hard for me to accept at that point of time. And I'm very, very angry with my parents because they didn't value the family, us, their children. They didn't value us. They didn't protect us. And yes, maybe if we are still complete, my brother is still here with me and we are still happy and complete together. But of course, that's already in the past. And I've learned so much along the way because of this tragic moment in my life. And this really put a core memory in me that I need to save money, that I need to build my own finances. And yes, to dream that I will also have my own happy and complete family. And yes, thank God, I got my own family. I met Coach Mark in our community, Light of Jesus family. And yes, I told myself when we delivered our firstborn, Shade, I want my time. I want to share my talents more. And yes, I want the treasure God prepared for me. How many of you want this? Yes. How many of you wants this? Thank you. Thank you for those who message Archie. Yan. Thumbs up if you want this, if you want your time, if you want your talents to be announced to everybody. And yes, to earn the treasure that God prepared for you. Yes, for you, because I always believe that God gave us 24 hours in a day. God gave us our talent. And yes, God gave us the treasure. It's just that we are not yet getting this treasure that is prepared for us because we are not going out of our way. And yes, we are still in our comfort zone. How many of you feel that you're still in your comfort zone? Can you thumbs up? Thumbs up? Yes. If you feel that you are still in your comfort zone, click thumbs up. Thank you, Archie. Yes, thank you for being honest. And way back 10 years ago, I felt that I'm in my comfort zone. I'm in my beautiful table desk. I'm in my beautiful building, but it's not really mine. It's my employer's building. I have my own, salary getting every 15th and 30th. And yes, many bonuses because it's a telco company every December. This is the month that we are always preparing for, November going to December, because 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th month is there. Sometimes we hit even 19th month. And it's very happy at that time. I was in my comfort zone. But when I remembered that I need to build my own family, that I don't want to repeat the history of my mother and my father getting divorced, or here in the Philippines, annulled, and yes, breaking us apart. Not just them, but us, their children. So I don't want to repeat that history. So I started my own business. I did my own consultancy firm as to accounting. And since I am in business, I also did insurance advisory, because since I am in business, I want to really explore and check where are we good at and where we can grow as fast as we can. And when I started this, I really grew fast in insurance advisory. And maybe because it's the blue ocean. It's the blue ocean of employees, of individuals who needs to save, invest, and yes, get protected from critical illness and life insurance. And yes, I have the story to tell because it happened in my family. My sibling died and we got a portion from the life insurance of his education plan. And it really helped us to prepare for his burial, for the funeral expenses. And we are happy to give him a very good piece. Yes. And also I did our consulting business and accounting, explaining why is it important to register, why is it good to pay taxes, and despite of the corruption that is happening in our country, because one mistake cannot be solved by another mistake. And it is better to really face it forward that yes, I'm paying tax, I'm helping people, other people who are in need. What I always tell my clients, just go to a public hospital and check the children there, the elders who cannot pay for their medical needs, medical expenses. Doon na pupunta yung tax natin. That's where your money going. That's where your taxes are going. And yeah, some other infrastructures around us, of course. And yes, I'm happy to share that having your own business can still give you a lot. A lot. Personally, you will have more time with your family. Personally, you can maximize all the talents that you have. And yes, if you're not yet satisfied with one type of company, you can still create another one and another one and another one. Nothing can stop you because it is limitless. It is something that God put in your heart and in your mind. He planted it and you just need to grow it. And yes, we did some trainings online, also face to face in corporate setting. We were invited by different companies to give some talks about business and also accounting. And yes, we are very happy to see everyone here who attended tonight. So our vision in our company is for everyone enjoying life to the fullest without thinking about money. And our mission is transforming families through teaching about business and personal finance, because we really want to help Filipino families to create their own business so their life will be sustainable here, together here in the Philippines. We have a lot of OFWs, overseas workers around the globe, and one of which is my father, and he's in Hong Kong until now. He's already a national of Hong Kong. And yeah, I just felt sad because when I was growing up, I'm not with him. And yeah, maybe if he was not an OFW, maybe they're still together with my mom and we have a happy family. So now, moving on to our topic, startup business planning. What will you learn from this startup business planning? So first, what is the business for you? What type of business will you put up? Is this a service company? Is this a merchandising company on which we usually see online in TikTok, Shopee, Lazada? You purchase goods from a supplier and then you sell it to the consumer. And third, of course, if you can build your own manufacturing company, if you want to create a product of yours and yes, to sell it to a lot of distributors nationwide or maybe overseas. Yes. And yeah, you will learn more about this when you attend Startup Business Planning. And of course, second, who is your target market? If you are in service, what type of service would that be? Who is that target market of yours that you need to know, and you need to craft your own marketing materials? And yes, third, business visibility. Do you need a venue? Is this a cafe, a restaurant, or a shop that needs to be checked by your customer? Or you can do this online. If this is online, then you can build up your own TikTok account, Shopee, Lazada, and of course, Facebook. And yes, who are the stakeholders in this type of business? Number one, the government. Number two, your suppliers. Number three, if you need more cash, your creditors. And yes, for your partners. Who will be your partners in this business? And next, we will also learn, as I've mentioned a while ago, the numbers of your business, the ins and outs of money. Of course, it will start number one with your capital. How much capital do you need to start your own business? Number two, how much net income will you earn every month? So this is like your salary. If you are still in corporate world, this is your net income that you will bring from your business going to your personal finance. So this net income will answer your household expenses, your family expenses. So there. And then of course, number three, how much selling price do you need to have for each of the product that you will sell, or for each of the services that you will sell to your customer? And number four, how much expenses will you spend monthly from your business? So we will talk about variable cost and of course your fixed cost. Yes. And yeah, just like Coach Mark said, numbers won't lie, because numbers, it's like an MRI or an X-ray in your business. You will see where is the sickness coming from, where are you lacking, and where are you giving so much when it comes to your business. And next, we will learn how to read a financial statement. How many of you are afraid of numbers? Can you be honest? Type me or thumbs up. Yes, yeah, yan. My husband Mark is very afraid of numbers. How about the others? Archie, yes. Wow, the rest are very confident with numbers. That's very good. Zai also thumbs up. Thank you so much. And in this session, I will discuss about your resistance as to numbers. Because if you want to become a business owner, numbers will be your ally. Numbers will tell you if your business is good or in trouble. And in business, numbers is your best friend. And yeah, you need to love numbers, because that will give you a lot of knowledge how to run, how to implement. How many of you know business owners who just start without planning? Can you press thumbs up? Press thumbs up. If you know someone who just did their business without planning, yeah, there's a lot of thumbs up. Thank you so much. And we would know that we could see that they really doesn't know if they're earning or not. It's just that they can have the money in and out. But majority of the clients who approached us, they really don't know if they're earning or not, because they don't know how to read financial statements. And yes, in this startup business planning, we will teach you how to read a financial statement. What's balance sheet, what's the asset underneath a balance sheet, what's liabilities, and yes, capital. And of course, how to read your own income statement, which includes your revenue, your cost of sale. If you are a merchandising company and a manufacturing company, we call it cost of sale. And if you are in service industry, we call it cost of service. And yes, what are your operating expenses that you needed? And from the photo at the side, you can see also how to compute your tax. And getting to know more about tax, that will also give you a lot of peace of mind to run your business limitless, unlimited. Why limitless? Just like the top business here in the Philippines, just like Jollibee, McDonald's, San Miguel, telco company. Do you think they still think of the VAT? Do you think they still think of the income tax that they are paying? Can you answer yes or no? Yes or no? Are they still thinking if they will pay the tax or not? Anyone? No. Thank you, Archie, for being active. No. Because if you really want to be limitless with your business, tax should not be a hindrance in doing your business. You just need to comply to it. And I will teach you along the way different tax deductible that is part of your operating expenses, and how to really handle the different taxation in our country, like percentage tax, like value added tax. And yes, how can you maximize if you are just starting? How can you maximize the 8% income tax rate, the flat 8% income tax rate if you are just starting? So maybe some of you are already an existing business owner, but yes, we will really dig into that level from the the start, from the bottom up, so that you will really understand how to be strategic of these compliances. And yes, lastly, to complete the financial statement, I will also teach you how to read a cash flow statement, which includes the cash that is going to your operations, what are your operating activities in your business, and yes, cash for investing, and yes, cash for your financing. We will talk about that. And yes, very exciting that since I've already mentioned about the difference of tax as to value-added tax, percentage tax, we will also talk about the difference of a corporation and a sole proprietorship, and the difference as to the income tax. Coach Ruthie, there's a lot of tax already. Yes, because we have two types of tax that we pay with the government. Number one, the business tax. Number two, the income tax. Actually, the business tax is a consumer tax. It's not really the business owner who's paying for it. It's the consumer who are paying for it, because your customer, when they avail of your business, they will pay the VAT or the percentage tax from your selling price. And that business tax, we need to remit that to the government. And yes, we will deal more into the detail of the government compliance, like the government, the local government, especially if you want to have your own cafe, restaurant, what are the permits that you need to have, the sanitary permits, etc. And special licenses, of course, FDA approval, of course, trademark if you want to also extend your business to a lot of partners, or maybe you can create your own franchise as well. And that's not impossible, because we've handled a startup, then along the way, after a year, he already went to a corporation, and then now we are already setting up their franchise together. So there's really nothing is impossible in business. You just really need to be brave, to be courageous, to really know your ins and outs, and what are the things that can help you, that can support you shifting from being an employee going to a business owner. So yes, do you have any question before we go to the next slide? Do you have any question? You can raise your hand if you have any question. Yes, yes. If you have any question, let me know. Archie, thank you so much, Archie, for being top student. Yan. Joseph, Mary Joy, Princess Anne, Rizal, Ron, Stanley, Zai. Yes, good evening. And of course, those who are in Startup Business 101 Facebook group, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Whatever time you will watch this video, just comment if you have any question. Those who are here in the Zoom, you may ask already if you want to ask anything about the topic, about the planning. What are the special licenses? Yes. So, for example, you might want to create a cafe, a restaurant. So you need an FDA certificate for your product. And for those who are doing business, for example, insurance, they want to start their general insurance company, they need an endorsement from the Insurance Commission. At the same time, if you will be affiliated with a telco company, which is kind of big, you need a license with NTC. So this kind of licensing. So it would depend on your dream business. So we will talk about it along the way. Of course, during the 1-day course of ours, since this is very limited actually. We will only get 10 students per session. Yes, because I really want to give time to my students' question, and I really want them to be supported properly when it comes to the computation of their own business. And that's how I usually do my trainings. So there's a question here from Zai. Miss Ruthie, kapag ba employed tapos gusto mag-business, 2 taxes na yung babayaran both sa work at sa business. Okay, yes, Zai. So as an employee, if you want to start your business, both doing your employment and yes, with your business, you will be called as a mixed income earner. Actually, it's not really 2, but it's just 1. It's income tax. So you have income tax with your employment revenue, meaning your salary, and yes, you have an income tax from your business. And this is being consolidated into one form, which is the 1701A form. So it's just one tax. The name of that tax is income tax. It's just that you have 2 avenues of earning money. Number 1 from your employment, and then number 2 from a company that you own. So you are already called as mixed income earner. So I hope I was able to answer your question, Zai. Anyone who has questions, you may type in the chat box or you may unmute. Yes. Thank you, Zai, for your heart. Yeah, thank you. So yes, and you know, when you are still in employment, what I always tell my students, they can maximize their withholding tax from the employment side. And that withholding tax can be used to pay the tax from the business income. Because as an employee, especially if you have a very high salary that's already ranging 3 million up, for example, in a year, your tax would be at 30 to 35%. So that tax can be used to pay your business income tax. So that's the advantage if you are a mixed income earner. But of course, if you can already leave your employment, you are already good with your business income, then that's better because you can still expand your business more, not just here in Metro Manila or in your vicinity, but you can do it nationwide, or maybe overseas. So we have another question. What is the difference between trademark versus copyright? So trademark is the name. First, of course, your registered business name. Second, you can trademark your services and also your product name. Yan. Whereas copyright is for your invention, for your creation. Especially these are for the writers, the dancers, yan, for directors, film directors. So we copyright their creation, their art as their own. Sila yung gumawa. Yan. They can protect it that they came from them. So it can be a choreography of a dance, it can be a song, it can be a write-up, a book. Yan. So that's the difference. It's more of a service, the copyright. Whereas if you have a product per se, but also aesthetic is also at the trademark portion because, for example, you will have an aesthetic company, then each of your services has different name. So that name of service, you can trademark it. No one can use it. So no other aesthetic company can use that service name of yours. Yeah. So this is good because once you want to be a franchisor, you can sell the names of your services and your products, and of course the system that you've already implemented with your own business. Yeah. Next question, is it wise to start as sole proprietor then change into a corporation later depending on the progress, or just start as a corporation at the outset? So Joseph, with this, you can start as a sole proprietor. For me, if you are not really into that business yet, meaning you haven't tried the ins and outs, you haven't explored the market, better to start as a sole proprietor. Then if you are already earning more than 2 million, then that's the time you will shift to corporation. Just like Archie mentioned, no, OPC or one person corporation. If you want to have your own corporation, no other incorporators, then that will be a one person corporation. Because why is it good to be a corporation? Because it has lower income tax compared to a sole proprietor, which can be at 30% to 35%. A corporation can only have 20 to 25%. So that's 10% less. And of course, the liability, so that we could manage the liability of the business. They can only get from the corporation's asset if you are a corporation. But if you are a sole proprietor, then they can still go until your personal asset. So that's the difference. But when your question is it wise? Yes, it's always good to start small and yes, dream big. We will cross the bridge when we get there. And it's not really hard to shift from a sole prop going to a corporation. Madali lang. Kayang-kaya natin yan. How about trainings? Can you copyright it? Of course, yes. Your trainings, you can make your own presentation and then you can copyright it. Yes. So thank you so much. Thank you. Do you have any other question? I'm really inviting everyone to attend our startup business planning. And for my last question, why I am doing this? Why I am doing this? Because for me, from the past of my life, I want to have a heart for those who are children left behind. If we do this, there will be no child who will be left behind. There will be no child who will die from accident, just like my sibling. No child will feel burdened to provide for their siblings. And of course, there will be no clueless parents on how to move forward in their life, and no more parents that needs to go far from their family. And yeah, they can work together and be stronger together. That's my reason why I am doing this. And when I started my own business, I was able to buy my own car, fully paid in cash. Then the second year, fully paid our condo. Also, we have a lot of time to travel with my children, with my husband. We can go as far as we want. And even during the pandemic, we are not afraid to go out. This Boracay photos was during pandemic. We live in Boracay for 1 year. We braved ourselves as the parents to really protect them from COVID. And that's the power of business, because there's no point that you're earning money and then you're just stuck in a condo or in a house doing nothing. You know, we were able to go as far as we want and live our life to the fullest. And if we can do this, you can also do it. Just this year, we also visited Europe. We went to the top of Europe, Mount Jungfrau. And yes, went to Paris, Disneyland, and visit the Pope as well, since this year is the Jubilee Year of Hope. And we were able to buy our own house and lot after the pandemic because of the trauma living in a condo. We were able to move up ourselves and yes, give ourselves a very good house, you know, and this cannot happen without us being brave or courageous of doing a business. And yes, I would like to invite everyone. Thank you so much for being inspired. And that's why I'm sharing this, because we were able to do it. You can also, because there's nothing secret. And as someone who already knows the way, I want to teach this to everyone passion because this is my purpose. This is what God gave me as a role in this lifetime. And you can also check our website for the different testimonials our clients gave to us. And that is at www.rsjexpertscapconsultancy.com. And also this is the one that I want to read with you because when I met Mr. Burns, he was really confused of the business being handled to him by his parents. Imagine, he's a second generation, but then he doesn't know how to do the business. Yeah. So from Mr. Burns, I met Miss Ruthie back in 2018. She was referred to me by my niece. That year was crucial in that I had to take reins of my parents' business. Prior to this, my parents ran their business with little to no involvement of their children. Just imagine. They don't know how to do the business of their parents. Perhaps they were aware that someday their children would manage the business anyway. What's the point of getting a college degree if their son can't manage a simple family business? Boy, were they wrong. I had no clue of BIR and SEC requirements. This is part of the story. When Miss Ruthie comes in, I sat down for a face-to-face meeting with Miss Ruthie, explained to her my situation. Miss Ruthie listened and comprehended what I needed. She presented a plan that would be easy for me to understand. You know, it's like talking to a grade schooler. The easier the instruction, the better to digest and make logical decisions. I was a slow learner, but Miss Ruthie has a gift of patience. Not only that, but she must memorize Accounting 101. The part I enjoyed at the beginning was learning to manage the business properly and responsibly. It's been nearly 7 years now, and the Ruthie I knew in 2018 is still the same caring and Jesus-loving person. Except today, Miss Ruthie is working in tandem with her sparring husband, Mark, who at a personal level are both an absolute pleasure to deal with. Me and my family are blessed to have RSJ Experts Cap Consultancy as our business needs provider. This young couple would often go out of their way to answer my simple and yet repetitive questions. I could not thank Mark and Ruthie and their staff enough when it comes to making sure my obligations to government are correctly met. Anyone who deals with RSJ can be rest assured their business will be up to scratch. And yes, we are this very heartwarming message from Sir Bernie. Grabe, sobrang talagang flattered to the highest level. And he's really telling the truth that he doesn't know how to really manage their business, from the estate tax that they need to also, prepare, that they need to pay, and plus the handling of the business, because that's two different scenarios that we've already solved for their family. And you're very happy to be part of them. If you will really want to have your own accounting degree, maybe you can still get it at 200,000 for 4 years. Well, I got it maybe at 200,000 for a 4-year course, but not anymore today. Maybe it's higher already. And yes, our regular price is just 9,999. But since you are attending tonight here, it's not 9,999, but it's only 4,999 pesos. So if you want to reserve your slot, you can use the GCash in here. Just scan the QR code and let us know. Just pay in 4,999. Just for tonight, you can have the preview special rate. And yes, you can also directly email our marketing. You can also message my Facebook page, Ruthie Nuza. So thank you so much. I hope to see you